Hello, I'm Janna, and welcome back to the Crafty Corner. Today, we're going to be starting some arty exploration and dipping our toes into the world of Dina Wakley. Now, I thought a good way to start the exploration would be to use these fantastic art card prompts that she has created. I think that they will tie in very nicely with our traditional world of all things Tim Holtz. So, if you'd like to see exactly which supplies we're going to be using, go ahead and pause here. All right, let's head over to the Crafty Corner. Today, we are going to be trying something a little bit different. I recently got my hands on the Dina Wakely Art Cards deck. This is only deck 1. And these are art prompts, and they're done on some pretty cool artwork already. So, we're doing a little bit of a crisscross. I'm starting to dip my toes into the world of Dina Wakely media, and I thought this would be a good way to start sliding into that domain. We're not going to be bringing in any of the art supplies yet, but we've got the cards to help influence us with some of our favorite Tim Holtz products. So let's open this up and take a quick look at the deck. So this is the deck, and it's got lots and lots of cards in here. There are 50 cards in total, and just for example, let's just pull one from the middle. Each card has a word on it. This one says catastrophe. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be pulling out 3 cards, and then we're going to be creating with them. I've decided that I want to do either a set of tags or incorporate these into a card. But we're going to flip a coin to determine that in just a moment after we have drawn some cards. So we've got the full deck here. Let's see. Let's go with that one, this one, and that one. Okay. So I'm just going to put those cards off to the side. Now, before I even look at these, let's figure out if we're doing a card or tags. If it's tags, I'm going to do 2. If it's cards, I'll do 1. So heads for tags and tails for card. So just going to give this a good shake. And we've got heads, so we'll be doing tags. All right, now let's see what is our theme. Now, as far as I'm concerned, any product is fair game. We just need to try to represent the 3 things on the cards to the best of our ability. So, first card is jest. Okay. That's gonna be hard. Possibilities. Oh, I like that. And devote. That is quite the combination of words. Possibilities, like, that's easy. See possibilities anywhere, so that's just creativity at work. Devote. Well, we're going to devote our art supplies to all things Tim Holtz. Jest. I don't know, so I guess maybe something playful? Ooh. You know what? There's a really fun rabbit that might be a possibility. Okay. So we have our cards. Now let's go ahead and bring in some tags. I think I kind of want to make these like a set, almost like we're seeing a little scene. So let's see. Next thought is going to be colors. So for our background, we're going to be pulling in a 3-color palette. We've got some Lucky Clover, some Seedless Preserve, and some Mustard Seed Distressed Oxide. But we're going to hold off on that because I thought it would be fun to try some resist techniques before we do the background. So I'm going to do things a little bit different today. Now, I want to start off with the rabbit. And I've decided to pull in Stamp Set Spring Sprung CMS 084. I love the white rabbit. That is a really fun stamp. So we're going to go ahead and take him and our stamping block. And we'll need a bit of Distress Archival ink. There we go. Make sure this is inked up really well, and then we can stamp this out. And I'm going to add a little bit of color to him before I add a layer of Distress Microglaze. All right, so our rabbit's gonna go right here, like he's rushing into the next frame. Perfect. So good firm pressure. And there we go. We have our rabbit. So I'm just going to give him a quick dry, and then we're going to be adding some color to his lovely coat with some festive berries. All right, so the rabbit is all dried off. Now I just want to add a little bit of color to his coat and a dash of color to his ears. All right, let's start with the ears first. I've got a little bit of worn lipstick. I'm just going to go directly to the pencil to lift a little bit of color. So just like that, teeny tiny bit of color. Not a whole lot needed. All right, now let's go in with the festive berries. So I just want to add just a little bit of color to his coat. There we go. And the festive berries, that is a lovely red. Okay, so just a little bit more, and this will be all set and ready for some micro glaze. Oh, you know what? Let's also add a little bit of color to his cravat. Why not? I'm thinking maybe a yellow. And I'm going to pull in some fossilized amber. There we go. Our rabbit is looking most distinguished. Okay, that looks good. Now we're going to pull in some microglaze, and this is going to protect our rabbit from getting any extra color on him. The main thing is I want to keep the rabbit looking kind of whitish. It's kind of an off-white with the tag, but I thought that would give our piece some more interest. All right. So for the microglaze, all we're going to be doing is dipping a finger in, getting a little bit of microglaze on here, and then rubbing that around on the image, and that is going to protect it from other added mediums. Now the thing is, once we heat the microglaze, it's going to evaporate, and then the image can be altered, but until we do that, it's pretty much waterproof, or at least water resistant. There we go. I may get a little bit of a halo around him just because it is hard to be precise with just fingers. So just carefully adding that microglaze. Okay, I think we've done pretty good. I'm just going to hold this up in just a moment so we can see exactly where the microglaze has landed and if I need to go back and add anything. All right. So it's pretty hard to see, but I can kind of see if I tilt this. It's looking pretty good. So we'll let that be for the moment, and we're going to turn our attention to the other tag because I will do these at the same time when I do a background. And we'll just put our rabbit away. Next, we're going to be creating a field of wildflowers over here. And I wanted to pull in Forgotten Garden. This is CMS 481. And we've got all sorts of beautiful flowers to play with here. So we're going to take these one at a time and start building a garden. I'm going to be pulling in a bunch of Distress Archival inks. In this tin we've got Picked Raspberry, Barn Door, Spiced Marmalade, Fossilite Amber, Salvage Patina, Rustic Wilderness, Mermaid Lagoon, Prize Ribbon, Dusty Concord, Villainous Potion, Vintage Photo, and Hickory Smoke. And I'm going to pull quite a few colors from here. What I'm going to do is just ink up part of the stamp, and then we will start layering and building a garden. Okay, let's go ahead and put this part of fast forward as we build up our garden. Now that we have all of our stamping done, it's time to add in some more interest to our background. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to take our distress sprayer and give these a good spray. As you can see, the water beads right up on the rabbits, so we should be good, but I'll still have to work relatively fast in order to dry them off quickly. All right, let's go ahead and start adding in some color. So I'm going in first with some Lucky Clover. Then we're going to add in our mustard seed. Oh, that is looking great. And then last but not least, we have our seedless preserve. All right, let's go ahead and dry these off and see what we get. Here are our tags all nice and dry. I love the vibrant colors here. Now I want to finish these off with a little bit of script. So I'm going to be pulling in one of my all-time favorite sets. This is going to be CMS 241 Ledger Script. I love this one. It's got great text and it's just a great way to finish off a background. So I'm just going to ink this up. And then we're going to stamp and see where we go from there. All right. Now it's perfect that it's not stamping perfectly. I kind of just want a little bit of texture added. There we go. I'm pretty happy with that. Now let's take care of the other one. So just a little here, a little there, a bit there. Great. And there we go. We've got our finished tags. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these, but we've got a fun piece of art that was created using some of the Dina Wakley art card prompts. Our prompts today were devote. Today we devoted our art palette and supplies to all things Tim Holtz. We have the bunny. I think that works quite well for jest. The white rabbit was quite the comedic character in Alice in Wonderland. And then we have possibilities. I had no idea what we were doing here with the color palette until it just all came together and the possibilities just sprang out of the ink once we got started. Thank you so much for joining me here today at the Crafty Corner for some art exploration. I hope that you've enjoyed today's little arty video, and until next time, happy crafting.